So in the last lectures, I discussed regarding the register sets of MSP 430, register set of MSP 430x5x, and also flag registers of MSP 430x5x. So in that, and also I discussed the on-chip peripherals. So whatever on-chip peripherals are there in this, I discussed regarding the ADC and DSC. And there are several pins are available. With the help of that pin, you can connect, you can interface that input devices or output devices. And also we are talking about that there are total 16 registers are available. In that registers, there are 4 registers are used for the dedicated purposes, and then the rest of that are used as a data, as a programs. It is available for the users. And also I discussed the status of registers and status registers, that is also called as flag registers. So these registers will indicate about the result. After any operations, you can get the certain results. From that results, the microcontroller will understand something like zero flag, sign flag, negative flag, carry flag, overflow flag, like that. So with the help of these flags, the microcontroller understand what type of things will happen. Okay. So now today I am going to discuss that instruction set and instruction format of the MSP 430 fiber. So instruction set is group of instructions, and instructions format, there are 4 formats are available in MSP 430. I will discuss after finishing the instruction set. So first I will discuss the instruction set, whatever the instructions are using, whatever the instructions are used in this case of MSP 430, and how can you able to write the program. So already yesterday I discussed there are 51 instructions are available. In that 51 instructions, 27 instructions are main instructions and 24 are called emulated instructions. It means that which is derived by the main instructions. Okay, so 27 plus 24 it's called 51. So we will discuss one by one. First I will discuss, see that the MSP 430 instruction set consists of 27 core instructions and 24 emulated instructions. So the core instructions and emulated, what is the difference between the core instructions and emulated instructions? Core instructions is called main instructions, and emulated instructions which form with the help of core instructions. Just you can manipulate something. Okay. So now when we are discussing the core instructions having a unique opcodes decoded by the CPU. Now what is the meaning of opcodes? When you are writing the programs with the help of these instructions, and then you are going to store in the memory. So let us consider in the case of 8051, you will have written move R2, R5. But when you are going to see in the memory, you are not able to see this move R2, R5. You can able to see the hex code of these instructions. So same way, that hex code is called opcode for that particular instructions. So whatever core instructions are there, it has a unique opcode. But when we are talking about the emulated instructions, so in the emulated instructions, assemblers and compilers to generate their mnemonics. There is no such opcodes are available. Then how it will work? So assembler and compilers will do that job for that. It means कि 27 जो इंस्ट्रक्शंस है इसके तो हमारे स्पेसिफिक यूनिक ऑपकोड्स हैं, लेकिन जो 24 इमुलेटेड इंस्ट्रक्शंस है इसका ऑपकोड्स नहीं है. देन ऑपकोड्स, देन अगर मान लो कि हम इमुलेटेड इंस्ट्रक्शंस लिखते हैं तो हाउ इट विल बी स्टोर्ड इन द मेमोरी. So in that case, assembler and compilers will generate the mnemonics for these type of instructions. So this is the responsibility of assembler and compilers. Now there are total 51 instructions are available. These 51 instructions are divided into some parts. Like first is called movement instructions. When you want to transfer the data from one place to another place, or one registers to another registers, or one device to another device. Next is stack operation. So whenever talking about you are inserting the data, you are storing the data into the memory, or you can retrieve the data from memory. In that case, we were using the stack operation. And also it have arithmetics and logic instructions. So arithmetic, addition, subtraction, divisions, like that, and logic. There are some logics are there, AND gate, AND logic, OR logic. Okay, so all of you studied in a digital AND gate, OR gate, XOR gate, like that. So in that instructions are also available in this. And the next is byte manipulation. So with the help of some instructions, you can manipulate a single byte. Means you can set or you can reset only one bit instructions. That type of instruction is called byte manipulation. Next is shift and rotate instruction. You are using the shift instructions and rotate instructions. These instructions are also available. And also flow of control instructions. It means that you can change the program counter value. Flow of control instruction means you are controlling the system. You are controlling the system how the program will be executed. So from where let us consider क्या होता है, जैसे मान लो कोई भी प्रोग्राम लिखा हुआ है, ठीक है, और प्रोग्राम काउंटर की वैल्यू उस समय क्या है 2000, लेकिन अगर हमें मान लो कि 4000 पे जो एप्लीकेशन लिखा हुआ उसको रन करानी है, देन वी हैव टू यूज अ फ्लो कंट्रोल इंस्ट्रक्शन. We will see one by one. First I will see that movement instructions. So what is the meaning of movement instructions? So with the help of movement instructions, you can move the data from one place to another place. Move means you are copying the data. In the microcontroller or microprocessor, move means copy. Okay. So there is only one move instructions to move the data. So move instructions is used for moving the data, MOV. It can address all of memory as either source or destination, including both registers in the CPU and whole memory bank. Now from where you want to transfer the data, then you can use the move instructions. Like if you are moving that move.w SRC DST. So SRC is called source registers, DST is called destination registers. So you can copy the source registers to destination registers. Any data will be moved like that. But in the case of 8051, if you have written move R2, R5, it means that R5 data will be copied into the R2. But in this case, this register is copied into this register, just reverse. So this move.w, this W indicates that this operation can be either bytes or words. So either you can copy the words or you can copy the bytes. It depends upon the source registers value. So source registers value में जो भी value होगा, अगर 16 bit का है तो it will copy, अगर 8 bit का है then it will copy. Okay. So with the help of move.w, you can transfer the data from one register to another register, or you can one memory location to another memory location. Okay, we can tell them. Now when we are talking about the stack operation, so generally in stack operation there are two instructions will be used, like push instructions and pop instructions. So I already told you, with the help of a stack operation, you are going to store the data into the memory, or you can retrieve the data from the memory. So whenever you are going to store the data in memory, you remember always you can store the top of a stack. If you are storing in top of a stack, it means that you can easily remove the data. Like library में, ठीक है, लाइब्रेरी में जो बुक रखे रहते हैं तो एक के ऊपर एक के ऊपर एक के ऊपर अगर मान लो रखा हुआ है, ठीक है, तो अगर ऊपर वाली बुक हमें लेनी है तो इट्स वेरी इजी, अगर नीचे वाली उठानी है तो इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. दैट्स वाई द सेम वे विथ हैपन विद द डेटा with the stack pointer. So whenever we are pushing the data, it means that when storing the data into the stack, we will use push instructions, and when we will retrieve the data from the stack. We use the pop instructions. Now, like example, you can see push.w source, push data onto stack. Okay, so this source and DST is representing the registers, source registers or destination registers. Okay, so whenever we are writing the push.w source, it means that whatever data is available in the source registers, that data will be stored in the stack memory. When we are talking about the pop.w DST, then pop data of a stack. If you want to retrieve the data from a stack, you can use the just reverse of that, pop.w DST. So whatever the data available in the stack memory, that data should be copied in the destination registers. So the pop operation is emulated using the post increment addressing, but post requires a special instruction because pre-decrement addressing is not available. Now what will happen when you are using the push and pop operations? Okay, then you can use some other instructions. You have written push.w SRC. It means that this data will be stored in the stack, but how? Okay, that will be defined by the emulator. Okay, so if we are talking about the arithmetic and logic instructions, we can see that when you are going to use the add instructions, it means that you can use add.w src dst. It means that you are going to add source registers value and destination register value, and you are going to store in the source registers, sorry, in the destination registers. Okay, it means that source registers value plus destination registers value, and then you can store in the destination registers value. Okay, same way you can use addDC. It means that add with carry. In the first instructions, the carry is not included. So when we are talking about the addC.w src dst, it means that the destination, the result, whatever is coming, the result is source plus destination plus carry, and this thing will be stored in the DST registers. So by this way you can able to use the add. And also adc.w, it means that DST, it means you can add only carry bit. If carry bit is generated, then you can add this bit, okay, in destination registers, and the result is also stored in the destination registers. Okay, same way this T3 will be used for the addition. Now we are talking about the subtraction. So same way add.w, so we are using sub.w src dst. It means that it will subtract it. Okay, so source minus DST, and it will be stored in the DST registers. So DST always destination registers. यहाँ पर हम कोई भी वैल्यू रख सकते हैं, from R0 to from R5 to R15. Okay, जो हम जनरल पर्पस रजिस्टर यूज कर रहे हैं उसके लिए हम सोर्स रजिस्टर और डेस्टिनेशन रजिस्टर यूज कर सकते हैं. Now when we are talking about the sub c.w source destination, it means that you are subtracting source minus DST minus borrow, and whatever the result is coming, that result will be stored in the DST destination registers. Same way, if you want to subtract the borrow bit only, then you can use sbc.w DST. So in that case, whatever the destination value is there, destination register value is there, from this value the borrow is subtracted, and also you can tell that it is decremented by 1. And also this is the compare registers, compare instructions. So whenever we are using cmp.w src dst, it means that source value and destination value both are compared, and the destination will be not changed. Like, what is the difference between cmpw and subw? both are same. When you are comparing anything, it means that you are subtracting. Here also you are going to be subtracting source minus destination value. If you are subtracting source registers minus destination registers, then whatever results are there, that result affects the flag. So with the help of flags, we can tell that which is greater than, which is less than, or which is equal to. Okay, but in this case, destination registers will not change. The value of destination registers will not change. But in the case of SUB.W, it is subtracting source minus destination, but destination registers will store the result. When we are talking about the compare, in that destination registers will not store any result. This is the difference between these two. Okay. So the compare operations, CMP is the same as subtraction, except that only the bits in SR are affected. So status registers are affected. The result is not written in the back to the destination. So this is the exact difference between compare.w and sub.w. So always I taking W indicates that bytes or word. You can subtract, you can add bytes, or you can add words. So bytes represents 8-bit, 16 word represents 16-bit. Now when we are talking about the some byte manipulation instructions, let us you can see. If you want to clear any register, then you can use clear.clr.w DST. So whatever registers value are there, destination register value are there, at that time after clearing, this value will be 0. Same way, if you want to decrement any registers, then you can use dec.w, decrement, one decrement. If you want double decrement, then you have to use decd.w dst. So what is the meaning of clr.w dst? It means that dst equal to 0. When we are talking about the decw.d, it means that whatever the destination registers value are there, you have to subtract -1. When we are talking about decdw.w, then we are using destination registers -2. This is the case of decrement. Same case it is used for the increment. When you are using inc.w DST, it means that you are going to increment the destination registers. Increment means increment by 1. And also when you are talking about the double increment, then incd.w DST, it means that you are going to increment twice. So test tst.w DST, it means that you are testing that, and if you are comparing with the 0, the result will be 0 or not. So these all our instructions are available in the case of arithmetic and logic instructions. Now if we will move further, if we will talk about the decimal arithmetic instructions. So decimal and arithmetic instructions is used for the only in BCD operation. Remember that. When we are talking about the BCD operation, then we will use decimal arithmetic instructions. So these instructions are used when operands are binary coded decimal rather than ordinary binary values. तो जब BCD होगा तभी हम इस instruction का use करेंगे, otherwise we are not going to use that. Okay. So what is the instructions? So instructions is dadd.w, source comma destination. It means that you are adding decimal with carry. Means whatever base source value is there and destination's value is there, both in that. Okay, so this is daddc.w. It means that decimal add carry bit. This is only for carry bit. If you want to add carry bit in any BCD number, then you can use the instructions daddc.w dst. So SRC and DST will be representing that. You can tell that सोर्स रजिस्टर्स एंड डेस्टिनेशन रजिस्टर्स. SRC एंड DST कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है. इसके जगह पे हम रजिस्टर्स वैल्यू पुट करेंगे, ठीक है, whenever you are using that. So we are using the general instructions. That's why I have written source and destination. So now when we are talking about the logic instructions, in this logic instructions, some things are available. Like you can see, there are AND operation. If you want to do AND logic, and AND.W SRC DST. Okay, it means that whatever the value of source registers and whatever the value of destination registers, both value will be getting AND operation bitwise. It is written bitwise. It means that when you are doing AND operation, you can do bitwise only. Okay. Like you can see, XOR.W. When you want to use bitwise exclusive OR operation, then you can use instructions XOR.W SRC DST. So source registers value and destination registers value will be XOR exclusive or bitwise. If you want to set a flags or if you want to use a bitwise test, then you can use bit.w SRC DST. So this source and destinations will be bitwise test. So bitwise test means it will compare with the 0. Now if you want individually bit to set, then bits.w SRC DST. With the help of this instructions, you can set a single bit in any particular bit. Again, we are talking about the BIC.W SRC DST. It called bit clear. If you want to reset any bits, then you can use BIC.W SRC DST. And also, if you want to invert bits, then you can use INV.W DST. It means that you are using NOT gate, or you can say NOT operation.